Once upon a time, two retired teachers decided to convert their garage into a pottery studio. Along with their daughter and son, they built a business around the idea that the world could use a little more art and a lot more artists. We're the Kaya family. Welcome to Walky Pots. Hi everybody, how you doing? How you been? How are things? Shane and Diana here for a Father's Day episode of Coffee Time. It is June the 16th.
It is the 16th.
And this is our 29th episode of Coffee Time. Welcome to Wocky Pots. So what do we got kicking this week?
Well, we are going to start with our map update first.
Update.
Yay! I love that part. Alrighty, so this week we are going to be adding pins to the map for Julie from North Pole, Alaska.
Yay,
where you want to go on your motorcycle.
That's right.
Yes. Michelle from Tucson, Arizona. Tammy from Alberta, Canada. Robin, your sister, from Catawissa, PA. Shannon, his sister, from Marion, North Carolina. Audrey, his sister, from Jamestown, North Carolina. And Wanda, his sister, from Stafford, Virginia.
We're giving notice to the family members that tune in all the time. And sisters, I love you. Thank you very much for watching and for supporting us. Yes. It really does mean a lot.
It really does. We are very fortunate to have the people that we have in our lives.
Very much so.
Yes.
Yep.
They help us very much.
Yep.
Alrighty.
So I'll show a picture of the pins in the map, and you guys can see where everybody's from.
Yes, and if you're just tuning in to us, or you haven't told us already where you are from in the world, please in the comments below leave your first name and where you're from, and we will add a pin to the map for you.
We'll stick a pin in just for you.
Yes.
Yep.
It's wonderful.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and continue talking about last week.
Yeah. Nice.
So many things. And hey, we survived last week.
Yep, we did. Here we are. Still
here we are. We're here.
Yeah.
Yes, but we put a glaze load in on Tuesday. We did not do a glaze unload video last week, but I think
it was kind of a small load. We didn't have that many pieces. We only had 18 or 20 pieces in the whole load, so it wasn't that big of a
but they actually did turn out pretty nice.
They did. I'll show pictures of, or at least a picture of the stuff that came out of the kiln, because some of it was really great, and again, some of it sold very quickly.
Yes, and some were pieces that you were like, honey, why did you glaze this?
Right. In our struggles to find enough pottery to glaze, we've picked up some pieces that I made a long time ago that I thought were a little heavy or not proportioned right or whatever. And we glazed them just to see what they looked like, and they turned out really well. Some of the things that sold at the market yesterday, I was very surprised by because people loved them. They were great.
Yes. Well, and one in particular was that vase that you were like, it's just too heavy, honey. It's too heavy.
Right. You're talking about the blue one?
Yes.
Yep.
And
I call it my self-defense vase because it probably weighs 58 pounds or something. It wasn't that heavy, but it was
the lady
heavy.
who got it, she came up to the table and she looked at it and she said, that's beautiful. And you're like, oh, but it's too heavy. And she picks it up and she's like,
it was a pretty shape.
Yeah.
It was.
And she said, yeah, it's a little heavy, but if you put something in it, you want it to be heavy. And I was like, see?
I'm glad she got it. That was nice.
Yes. And it just goes to show that even things that we may not necessarily be as fond of, somebody out there wants that piece. Because everything that comes into being, there is someone out there for it.
And we tend to be pretty hard on ourselves when we look at the things that we've made, but I think we need to remember to go back and look at it with a stranger's eyes, because some things that we get hung up on one little detail that we don't like, there might be 5 or 6 other details that somebody else really loves, and we're going to always give our pottery a chance. If it doesn't have a crack, or if it's not got an actual structural flaw of some kind, somebody might want it.
Yeah. And Also, on Tuesday last week, we had the 4-H group in for the bird feeder class.
What a great group. They were fantastic kids.
And you're going to put a picture of their work that they did,
Right,
their
yep.
sculptures and their bird feeders. And it was a great night. We had a good time with that. And of course, the very next morning, we were up and at 'em at 5 o'clock in the morning because we had the very first market appearance at Shingatake on a Wednesday.
Right, our first Wednesday market appearance. And the day started out a little bit slow. I say it started out slow because we actually made it to the opening hour of the market, 9 a.m., without selling something at the opening. So I was thinking to myself at the beginning, well, this is going to be a pretty slow day just based on that one metric. But that was a pretty bad metric because we did very well on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We still sold, I believe, 16 pieces that day. And that's a substantial amount when you're talking about some of the larger pieces, the things that people bought. So it was an average, normal day for us, and we're very pleased with how
just
it turned out.
fewer people, but still wonderful market. And also on that day, we met that nice couple from West Virginia. They stood and talked with us for a very long time and said that they would be leaving on Sunday, so they were going to come back and see us on Saturday.
And they did.
They did, and they brought their dog Marley with them, and so we got to love on Marley.
What a fantastic doggo that was. Great.
Yes, and they took back with them to West Virginia 2 of our mugs and 2 of our little round trinket dishes.
Right, the round trinket
dishes.
dishes.
Yes, and they had just come out of the kiln on Friday when we took them. But yes, they got the seahorse mug and the sea star mug.
Right.
So they have their little beach theme going back with them to West Virginia. Yep. So that was fun. Also on Wednesday, I bought something at the market that day, and you have to show a picture of mine.
That's right. Yep.
I have a lovely fig tree, and it has 1 fig on it right now, so I'm super excited.
It's I'll show a picture of it.
Yeah.
We used to have figs near where we lived down in Virginia, and it's nice if we can get this one to survive, and it should make it because we've got a pretty good area here.
Yeah, well, I can remember when it was my parents' fig bush, and it would be loaded with figs, and you could eat them right off the bush. It was wonderful. But I remember one year when we made fig preserves, and your sister Robin was down.
Oh, right.
And so it was your sister Robin, my mother, and myself, and we made these fig preserves, and it's just a really good memory. So I kind of, these plants and trees and stuff, they bring back memories from the past for me. And so I wanted that fig really bad, so I got it.
Yep.
And we also, it came with very specific instructions.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yes.
And I got to talk about the little Asian lady that
She's wonderful.
Sells the plants at the market.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic
so
lady.
Full of wisdom.
Right.
But we cannot plant that tree unless we plant it in the evening.
If it's going to rain the next day. That's when we plant it. So we watch the weather, and when the weather says it's supposed to rain the next day, then we plant it that evening, and that will give it its best shot at survival. So we're going to follow that wisdom.
Yes, indeed. And she just is always imparting wisdom about life and everything. So great person, and she's always sat up across from us. So I enjoy talking to her each week. We actually took the day off on Thursday.
We did. Yep. So Wednesday was the market day, and then Thursday we took the day off. We did get some R&R in there.
Yes, you took a nice long motorcycle ride.
I miss my motorcycle rides, you guys. I got to get out on 2 wheels a lot more often. It is therapeutic for sure.
Yes, indeed. And I propped my feet up and I read my book, which is a Hannah Swenson mystery book. I love these cozy mysteries, guys. So this one is about a woman who she has a bakery, and she's all the time solving these murders, and I just really like that. It's very...
I love a good story about a baker / detective murder solver thing. Sure.
Well.
It's...
I like it.
We like what we like. Right?
Yes, okay. We do. Then on Friday, my cousin Karen came over, so here we are, family again. I think last week we told you that the family had said, hey, we can pitch in. Well, Karen came Friday morning.
Oh my goodness, you guys. It was like a factory in here.
It was. She helped me make the heart trinket dishes and some buttons and some pendants. And between her and I working together like that, 23 heart trinket dishes were made and 53 buttons and pendants were made that morning.
That's a lot.
That is a tremendous amount. We did put up on our chart up here 40 pieces because I didn't really count all the pendants and buttons because they're tiny little pieces, and usually about the most that I count as far as size wise in my tally up there is like the heart trinkets. If it's smaller than that, I generally don't count them. So, but they add up.
While you guys were busy doing that, I was making bowls.
Yes.
And these are some of the bowls that I made. There's also a dog bowl above my shoulder over here that I made as well. But in this set of bowls, I have 6 that are pretty similarly sized, and I'm hoping that I can trim them down to almost exactly the same size and get a good set of 4 bowls that we will glaze and make them a set of 4. I should have not much problem doing that. A couple of them might not make the cut, but that's why I made 6 instead of 4.
Well, and even if they don't make the cut for the set, they will be beautiful,
Still
useful
be
bowls.
beautiful bowls.
Yes.
And I also did finish and trim up a couple of the little pieces of that stupid porcelain that I was working with. So I've got a couple of small vases and one textured cup that I think that's actually going to be very nice. And that's out of the porcelain.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. We have a couple of pieces in the kiln right now from the bisque load that we started on Friday.
And that will be coming up very soon. We're at 121 degrees right now, so we'll be able to open that in just a few hours.
Yeah, because I have a couple of porcelain plates in there that I did on a form, and I used my little scallop cutter that I had made.
The raku pieces are in there too.
Yes, so there's a lot of things going to be coming out of there for us to get glazing. And I also made another soap holder because we were out of soap holders, so I've made another one of those. And we had quite a few people interested in our smaller cups. And currently all of my hand-built cups I make, are really sizable. They're pretty big. And so I came up last week with a little template that I had made that I tried out, and I have 3 cups sitting here that I use that template, and the bottom is just a tiny bit wider than the top. I could actually invert that and do wider at the top and narrower at the bottom.
That's a great shape.
But I kind of liked that shape, and I was thinking, that'd be good. My hope is that once these are fired, that they'll hold 10 ounces, 8 to 10 ounces is what I'm hoping for, because that seems to be a size
a popular size
that people would like to have. And then that way I can contribute more to the mugs that, are in demand.
Well, and we can actually make matching sets much more easily with a template.
Yes, that's true. And see, the thing is, once I have a template that I know works, and I think that's going to be a good size, then I'll take it and I will trace it and put it onto a piece of craft foam, because the craft foam lasts longer than the paper. Paper gets wet and wrinkly and it won't last long. So I transfer it over. So this is like my current one that I used for this size of mug. And I'll just cut it out and then label it as to what it is and put the size on it. So just a way that I can kind of keep things organized. So I've got to make one now on the craft foam with this because I'm pretty pleased.
Yeah, it looks like a great shape.
Yes.
I think it's great.
So, and then of course Saturday was our market again at Chincoteague, our very
Another fantastic
happy place. I always say it's my happy place because we meet so many people and talk to so many people. I try to talk to every single person that comes through.
It was a great day, and I, for the first time, stole away enough time to walk around the market myself and talk with some of the other vendors and some of the other people that were set up. And it's just really a great market.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, you have to check out the Chincoteague Island Farmers and Artisans Market, now set up every Wednesday and Saturday on the island, on Chincoteague Island. It's a great market.
And we're starting to see some of the same folks again. That, you know, when they come down to visit, they'll come over and talk with us again. And Sandy, of course, whose main home is up in Pennsylvania, she came back down and she brought the horsehair for her daughter's raku piece that we're going to be doing for her. And so we got to stand and chat with her for a little bit.
And we only have 2 pieces of our horsehair pottery left, so we have to make some more horsehair raku pottery, not just for the custom orders, but just to have some.
Right.
People.
And you know, while we were talking, there were some other people who, you know, would overhear, and evidently they owned horses too, because then they said, "So you would use ours?" And I'm like, "Yes, definitely." And so I think before the day was done, at least 3 other people were like, "We're going to be getting some horsehair for you." And then took our card to come back. And then, of course, Lori came back. We've seen her 2 other weeks before with the olive boats.
Right, so we're going to be making some more of those.
Yeah, she makes olive boats. She makes pottery. And she had told us, she said, "Do you make any olive boats?" And she said, "I just love them. And everybody I ever made olive boats for loves them and uses them." And she said, "I think it would be a good thing for you all to have." And so the next time we saw her, she said, I don't have a picture of them yet, but I promise I'm going to bring a picture." And so yesterday she came and she shared the picture, and they were adorable.
I think we can definitely make those. I
Yes.
think they'll be great. I think people will love them.
Yeah, I think so too. And of course, it doesn't matter where we're at, if we're set up with our pottery, we always get asked a question. So this is our question of the week, folks.
And it is, yesterday seemed like every 3rd person was asking us this question.
Yes.
We always get this question, but yesterday many people asked us this question. And the question they asked was, why Walky Pots? What's the meaning behind Walky? What is Walky Pots? So that's this week's question, and we're going to answer that. And if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and
I'll right ahead, because he does it the best.
So quite some time ago, we were brainstorming ideas for our little studio, and we had names like Cayo Art Studio or whatever, because our last name is Cayo.
Redden Creek, because we're near Redden Creek.
Well, our daughter Carolyn was in the living room with us, and she just kind of blurted out, "What about Walky Pots?" And I thought that was funny. She got that from the poem by Lewis Carroll called Jabberwocky. That's the name of the poem, and it was from the Through the Looking Glass, the sequel to Alice in Wonderland. And that poem has many, many made-up nonsense words. I know the whole poem by heart.
Oh, you got to do it. You have to do it.
I don't know. It's going to take me at least 3 or 4 minutes to say.
Would you just
Okay. So here's the poem, Jabberwocky.
Awesome.
By Lewis Carroll. Now, normally we'd have to do this sitting around a campfire or whatever with no lights, but the poem goes like this. "'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did jeer and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome wraths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jub bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood awhile in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through his vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Oh, frabjous day, calloo calais, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did jeer and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome wraths outgrabe. I love that poem. Now we clap. I skipped part of it. I missed part of a stanza there, but that's the gist of the poem. That's where the name.
So good.
That's where the name Jabberwocky. Sorry, not Jabberwocky. Where Walky Pots came from. A derivation of Jabberwock. And what we're going for is kind of a Mad Hatter Enchanted Forest Tea Party kind of a theme with that name. So that's where Walky Pots comes from.
Yeah, so our purple and our curly cues on our
kind
emblem and all, and
whimsical fantasy kind of theme, and that's why we're a Walky Pots.
Yes.
Now, I don't often recite that poem for people at the booth because it's a little bit weird, but we like the fun kind of sound of the word.
Yes.
So that's why we are Walky Pots. So anyway, thank you 3 or 4 anonymous people yesterday for asking us that question.
And not only that, our viewers might have been wondering that same thing too.
You might have wondered.
Yes, and now wonder no more.
Yep, now you know.
So, alrighty then. Well, let's go ahead and start talking about this coming week, because
also a fun week.
Yes, awesome. However, we sort of have planned our balance in for this week. It seems to work if we do our glaze load on Tuesdays. It comes out in time to get wet sanded and packed up for Saturday's market.
Because we try to get new pottery on Saturdays, and I think that's going to be a pattern that works. We have several repeat customers that come back, and it's always nice to have something fresh, something new.
Yeah. We have a little sign that says fresh from the kiln. You know, it's a farmer's market and artisan's market, so we kind of play on that.
It's good to see the new stuff.
Yeah. And then on Fridays we try to do our bisque load, and then that way by Sunday afternoon it's ready to come out too.
And so we're going to be glazing Monday and Tuesday, and then Tuesday evening that will go in, and we'll have a whole kiln load of glazeware. The stuff you see in front of you here won't be ready for a while. It still has to dry for a while, and I haven't even trimmed these bowls yet. They will be trimmed today, and then they'll dry, and then we'll glaze them.
But I will say, and I know Karen, you're watching, those trinket dishes we made, they're ready to go in.
They could go in for a bisque flare.
They could. We actually may put in a couple of them and try a single fire on a couple of them
just to see how they
Tuesday,
turn out.
just to see how they turn out, you know.
We know for a fact our stroke and coat glazes will work in a single fire, but we have some other glazes that also might work.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a little touchy to do, but you know, every once in a while, it's nice to throw a couple pieces in and do that. So now I will say our plan is to try to have a day or at least a half a day off before each market day. So I'm thinking Tuesday, yes, we're going to put the things in for the glaze load, but other than that, I think Tuesdays should be kind of an off day.
It depends on how much we get done on Monday.
Yeah, and then on Friday, the same kind of thing. We'll be putting the bisque load in, but then pretty much not doing a whole lot
I'm
else.
sure everybody knows that by the time we actually get our procedure nailed down, we actually know exactly what we're doing, the season will be over and we'll be done doing it anyway, probably.
Yes. I do try to keep notes, though, so that maybe next year, maybe we'll start out with the right procedure. But it's all a work in progress.
And it's all an experimentation, and it's all fun. We might grouse and complain a little bit about... I
don't know that we do.
Well, we do. We certainly do work a lot, but what we might be not imparting clearly enough, it is so much fun. It is an absolute joy to sit down and work with the clay, and aside from stupid porcelain, which I will come to love for sure.
I am sure you will.
But aside from small little annoyances, the work in the studio is very rewarding and very fun. We do enjoy it.
Yes, and then of course we're going to try to have a making day again this week, and this week we are going to be trying to do plates, platters, mugs, olive boats.
For sure, the olive boats.
You said thumbprint.
Right, so I'm going to make some wine cups
thumbprint
without
wine
handles.
Cups.
Yep, wine cups that have that nice curvy shape that I like, and then an indentation for your thumb to make it a little more comfortable to hold. I have one in the kiln right now that has been bisque fired, but I did have somebody actually request them yesterday at the market, so why not? I'll make some of those, and maybe we'll get a couple of, if not sets of 4, maybe several sets of 2. I think that would be great.
And then also I'm going to be making some salt and pepper shakers this week, and they're actually called magic shakers. Magic shakers because they don't have a cork or any kind of a plug in them.
I'm kind of having a hard time imagining these, but I trust Diana on this.
Well, I could not wrap my brain around it enough to come up with a template myself, and I was like, okay, fine. So I went to De La Design, and she has a company where she makes all these 3D printed things, and for
I know. I should be doing.
I know
these.
we have our own 3D printer, but you know what? Sometimes
I don't have one that big.
Yes, and also it's nice to support other people who love pottery and do things with pottery. So I just opened this box when we got home yesterday, and in it is my template.
I don't know how it works.
Cookie cutter type
It looks
things.
magic to me.
And so I'm going to make these magic shakers, and then they get salt and pepper, and
we'll find out. Tune in next week.
So you'll see how this works. So I'm going to go through, and I'm going to make some this week.
It looks rather complex.
Excuse me.
Doesn't it?
I don't know, but I'm like, I think
that's the outside. That's the inside. Outside, inside,
Yes.
top, bottom, and then another.
But
little
I'm
circle.
not sure what I don't know. There's 3 circles, and that's.
We'll find out for sure. We'll find out. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
So, but anyway.
Between us, we'll figure it out.
Oh, and I guess we should update folks on our Ocean City Art Gallery exhibit front.
Because we've sold several pieces. Of course, we won't get paid for this until the end of the month when the exhibit is over. But your pedestal piece sold with your. It was a complete set of a plate, a cup. No, sorry, a cup, a bowl, and I was right. And a plate, a cup, a bowl, and a plate. And those were sea themed with the sea stars on them. So there's a nice
my
beachy
ocean water in the beach, and so that went.
And we sold at least a couple mugs from the mug tree. I'll be so glad to get those mugs back. We sent our best mugs to be displayed there for the whole month. And holy cow, I could have sold every one of those mugs 3 times probably in Chincoteague. But that's okay. But that's okay. That's
They'll
all right.
be coming back. The ones that don't. So.
The ones that do come back will be back.
Excuse me. And then for today, we're going to celebrate Father's Day a little bit today.
It's Father's Day today.
Yes.
Very happy.
And I did look this up because there are 111 countries that celebrate Father's Day, but they don't all celebrate it today. And like where Lainey lives over in New Zealand and Australia, they have Father's Day, but it's in the fall.
September.
Yes, I think it was in September.
Oh, wait. Fall for us.
Right.
It's not fall for them.
That's right. That's right.
It's not
because
autumn
it's
for
getting
you
cold there now. And it's warm here now. But there are most of Canada and the United States, some places in Europe, Father's Day is celebrated today or sometime close to today. But
it is not as universally consistent as Mother's Day, apparently, which is interesting to me.
However, we're going to make some fried flounder today.
I love fried flounder. Fish is, we don't get it often enough.
Yes,
it's good
but then we're kind of extending it out because our daughter and her boyfriend are going to come tomorrow, and we're going to have a big steak dinner with baked potato.
Yep, I get a chance to
corn
flex
on the
my
cob and green beans.
Steak cooking skills. Can't wait.
And then, of course, one day this week, you get to go out for Chinese at Lynn's restaurant.
Right. So Christopher Christopher's little treat for me is to take me out probably for lunch to one of our favorite Asian restaurants, and I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah.
I'm already thinking about it. General Tso's chicken. It's pretty good. I don't know. Well, I'm thinking about it.
Yes. Yes, so it'll be good. So, but that is about all we needed to talk about for this week. So,
okay, well, let's wrap it up and get going with this awesome day. It is a beautiful day here on the Delmarva Peninsula. Yes. It's a great day, and we're going to spend the day doing some trimming, some pottery, and hopefully just relaxing and having some fun. It's going to be a fantastic day.
Yeah.
What do you think? All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I haven't mentioned in the last couple of videos, but do remember we're trying to get up to 300 subscribers so that we can start posting our regular how-to videos, and we're very close. We're at 270. So if you have
wow,
not
we
yet
are.
subscribed to our channel, please do that. And thank you so much for your support, and thanks for watching. For now, though, toodaloo, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Take care. See you later. Have a fantastic day, no matter where you're at. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.